Hey, I want to talk to you. Have you ever stolen anything? Why'd you do it? Have you ever had anything stolen from you? Doesn't feel very good, does it? For the last few weeks, we've been talking about the rules of the game, the Ten Commandments. God gave us these rules so we know how to live. And isn't it amazing how we just ignore them sometimes? Well, I want to think with you about that this morning. I think if you look at the credits at the end of this little video, you'll find out that this is a two-man operation. And I asked my producer to just let me tape this one in my office. Now, I have a nice office, I really do. And this piece of furniture here to my left is a hutch that my parents used to own. And now they're both in heaven, so it's mine. And I have put it here in my office to take care of a few things that are kind of blingy and glittery. And they're not as pretty as the things my mother used to have in here. But as a kind of symbol of the things that people will steal if they break into your house. Do you know what larceny is? Do you know the difference between larceny and grand larceny? It's car theft, basically. And that's just one way we steal from each other. Cars are stolen every day. In a hurry. They can be stolen almost before you can say larceny. Why is it that the human race is so infatuated with taking something that belongs to someone else? I lived in Dallas for about 10 or 12 years, and right before we moved away, it wasn't the reason we moved away, but our house was burgled 6 different times. And it was just amazing. We'd come home from church, and the house was totally upside down. Every drawer pulled out, every mattress turned over, everything scattered everywhere, and anything of any value was gone. You just feel violated. And in the society that God desires for us to have, we're not supposed to steal from each other. In the community in which we live in Christ, under God's sovereign leadership, God says, do not steal from each other. Private possessions are kind of holy. And we should respect other people's stuff. But we really don't, do we? I mean, think about it. Robin Hood, steal from the rich, give to the poor. You've got Bonnie and Clyde. You've got Bernie Madoff. And on you could go about the people in history like Jesse James and others. Willie Sutton's one. You remember Willie Sutton? They asked Willie Sutton one time, and he swears he didn't say this, but who knows? He said, why do you rob banks, Mr. Sutton? He said, well, that's because that's where the money is. And we grin at that and laugh at that, but bank robbing hasn't stopped, has it? I live in Lancaster, and there was a bank here that I was told when I first moved here had been robbed by Bonnie and Clyde. I don't really think it's true, but it was probably not far away because they'd robbed a lot of banks. So Jesus said, a man's life does not consist in the abundance of his stuff, but we really put a high value on our stuff, don't we? And we really hate for people to take it away from us. It really angers us, and the desire for revenge becomes real hot. And if we're not careful, we'll act on that revenge. And Jesus said, if somebody wants your coat, give them your overcoat as well. Go the second mile. Turn the other cheek. Love your enemies. No wonder they killed Jesus. He was too good to be true, wasn't he? But he was true. And it wasn't just that he was true. He was truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me. And so, as we go through the Ten Commandments, please remember if you admire somebody's stuff, be glad that they've been blessed with it. And ask God to bless you. Don't steal his stuff, because it's just wrong. It's just wrong. You going to go to church this Sunday? Well, I'd like to invite you to the First Baptist Church of Lancaster. I'm Dan Griffin, the pastor, and I'm so grateful that you turned in today. Look at the information at the bottom of the screen. Make available the opportunity to get in touch with us. Whatever you can need that we can help you with, we'll be glad to try to do it. Because, let me tell you, in spite of our sinfulness, God still loves us. He loves you, just like you are. So do we.